It's 6 p.m. This is SNN, the Suncoast News Network, your local news leader.
Hello everyone, I'm Eric Wilson. Don Brennan is off this week. We appreciate you joining us here on the SNN Evening Edition. Here is what is happening on the Suncoast. The Florida legislature today approved a ban on abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy. Governor Ron DeSantis is expected to sign the bill into law. Libby Dean reports.
For hours.
This is not reasonable because it amounts to an outright ban.
Here we value life from conception to the casket.
Republicans and Democrats sparred over the abortion bill.
This bill, cited as the Heartbeat Protection Act, values and protects life.
Protesters spent the week outside the Capitol, today bringing their fight inside. But despite the objections and a few Republican defections, the bill reducing the state's current 15-week ban to 6 weeks passed.
Show the bill passes.
Whether you agree with 6 weeks or 8 weeks or 10 weeks, it does at least reflect the democratic process.
There are exceptions, including rape, incest, and human trafficking up to 15 weeks, plus fatal fetal conditions beyond that. The governor gets the bill next, and if he puts pen to paper, Florida would be set to become one of the most restrictive states on abortion in the nation.
The Florida Supreme Court will ultimately decide if this bill takes effect. If they strike down the 15-week ban, then the 6-week ban will go with it. The Palmetto Adoption Center is taking dogs in faster than they can find them homes. SNN's Brianna Bosker tells us why they urgently need your help.
This here is Pierre. He is one of 98 dogs patiently waiting to find his forever home at this very crowded adoption center.
This kennel you're seeing is considered one row. There are 9 other rows just like it, all of them completely full.
As soon as we get a dog and, adopted or into a foster home, there are more waiting who have come in as strays.
Hans Wolgefart at Manatee County Animal Welfare says they've seen up to 15 dogs come in per day in the last few weeks.
Springtime is actually kitten season, and we so far haven't seen too much of that rise in intake. So the dogs were something we were not expecting.
Staff and volunteers are doing their best to give each dog special attention, but with a full house, it can be challenging.
We want to be able to, give them as many walks as possible and time to play out in the yards here. And when you start to have nearly 100 dogs, it just becomes very difficult.
That's why they are sounding the alarm for your help.
Foster is a great chance for dogs to get in a home for a temporary period, and it helps us sort of lower our numbers here and continue to be able to provide for all the incoming stray pets.
If you choose to foster, the shelter provides all the food and supplies needed. And in case one of these 4-legged friends steals your heart, adoption fees are waived through the end of the month.
These pets also come microchipped and vaccinated, so you're getting a really wonderful, healthy pet for 0 adoption fees. All of these pets, we love them and they're so individually wonderful. We really hope people will come out here and meet some of them.
For more information on how to foster, adopt, or volunteer, go to our website, snntv.com. Reporting in Manatee County, Brianna Boskert, SNN, the Suncoast News Network.
Now, Manatee County's biggest pet event of the year, Adopt-A-Palooza, is only a month away. Dogs and cats from the Palmetto Adoption Center, as well as many other shelters in the area, will be there. Mark your calendar, May 13th at the Bradenton Convention Center. All right, all my nieces and nephews and kids, you might want to go hide on this one. Year-round school may be in your future. A proposal that would create a year-round school pilot program for students in some Florida counties began making its way through the Florida legislature this month. On Tuesday, the Senate Education Pre-K through 12 Committee unanimously passed Senate Bill 1564. The bill states that if approved, the pilot program would launch next school year and would last a period of 4 school years. To determine which schools will participate in the year-round program, the Florida Education Commissioner will select a number of districts to participate. The bill will now head to the Appropriations Committee on Education. A suspect has been arrested as new details emerge about one of the largest leaks of classified U.S. intelligence in years. NBC's Alice Barr reports from Washington.
A leak of highly classified U.S. government documents exposing sensitive military secrets, including on the war in Ukraine, has now been traced back to a 21-year-old Massachusetts Air National Guardsman, Jack Teixeira, and the suspect has now been arrested.
This was a deliberate criminal act.
President Biden says the leaks don't appear to reveal current information, quote, of great consequence. The documents were found online last month. Some may have been posted for as long as a year. They reveal details of U.S. spying on Russia's war efforts in Ukraine, along with secret assessments of Ukraine's combat power and intelligence gathering on some U.S. allies, including South Korea and Israel.
How that this type of information could be out and not be found is inexcusable.
The Washington Post, in details that NBC News has not independently verified, says it interviewed two people, one of whom is a minor, granted anonymity by the Post, that they're members of a private community on Discord, a social media platform popular with video gamers, and that the leaker began posting messages to a chat room there that appeared to transcribe classified information. The leaks raise serious questions about how a young guardsman could have had access to such sensitive information. The Pentagon and the Department of Justice are investigating. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Pentagon spokesman said the Defense Department is reviewing its safeguards for classified materials, though he stressed there are stringent guidelines already in place. Flash floods, tornadoes, and severe thunderstorm warnings were issued Wednesday for parts of South Florida as wet weather bringing heavy rain to the area for a third straight day, shutting down a major airport and public school system. Julie Bagg of NBC's affiliate WTVJ has more from Fort Lauderdale.
We came down here for sunshine and water and sand, but we got the wrong kind of water today.
Splashing over the tarmac, pickup trucks rolled where planes would not.
I've never seen that much rain.
We can't do nothing about Mother Nature, so.
In a matter of hours, 20 inches of rain left a lake that trapped aircraft at the terminals, canceling hundreds of flights, leaving passengers waiting and wondering.
It has been way too much rain for me.
7.5-year-old Cheo Cohill showed up with his parents before dawn for a 7 a.m. flight that, like hundreds of others, would never take off.
It's not cool. Like, you can't go back home really now.
An airport spokeswoman said even if pumps could remove water from the runways, there's simply no place for it to go. But weary travelers want them to figure it out so they can get out.
I just want to go home now. I'm ready to go home.
And so for now, no planes in or out of Fort Lauderdale Airport for the rest of the day, and many wondering if perhaps tomorrow might still be too optimistic, considering the amount of water that is still covering the airfields here.
When Julia, airport officials say they hope to reopen by tomorrow morning. Members of the group Occupy Tally protest a proposed 6-week abortion ban in Florida. A week ago, Tallahassee police arrested 11 Occupy members and their supporters for trespassing on city property when they violated a sunset curfew to vacate the plaza in front of City Hall that resulted in the arrest of Florida Democrat Party Chair Nikki Fry and Senate Democrat leader Lauren Book with 9 Occupy members.
House is going to be passing a 6-week abortion ban because of the ambitions of one man. Right. The ambitions of one man to become president of the United States. And he will run on the backs of the people of our state. People who will die because this measure that he will sign next week.
Occupy Tally sent out invitations on a variety of social media platforms to people with or without a uterus to come to Tallahassee and protest what it sees as Florida's descent into tyranny by a legislature that does not represent the majority of Floridians. Independent voters now outnumber Democrats in Sarasota County. The Sarasota County Democratic Party has struggled to remain relevant in recent years, losing key races and largely being locked out of power. New voter registration data further illustrates the party's problem. Combine that with no party and minor party voters outnumbering Democrats in Sarasota. According to the supervisor of elections, as of April 12th, the county had 156,647 Republican voters, 100,495 no party and minor party voters, and 100,488 Democrats. The Venice Shark Tooth Festival is on April 22nd and 23rd. A lot of great local musicians are performing, and you won't want to miss this. SNN's Alex Vaughn got to talk with a few of the bands.
The lively lineup of bands has the potential to satisfy your music taste while you enjoy the festival's delicious food and vendors.
A little bit of everything. So from arena rock with Maiden Kane to Funky Monkey Band, that's some classic rock and some beach music.
On Saturday, the live music starts at noon. The lineup of bands to perform on Saturday the 22nd will be Karate in the Garage, then Prince Dubious, and then Maiden Kane. On Sunday the 23rd, the music starts at noon. The band lineup on Sunday will be Brian Spainhauer, then the Funky Monkey Band. Maiden Kane Band starts at 6 p.m. on Saturday and will be playing until 8 o'clock. They will be playing a mixture of original and cover songs. An original song of theirs is called Dead Man's Shoes.
He put that song out for us for, 16 weeks?
Yeah.
And it held #1 around the world on thousands of radio stations for 11 weeks. And this song goes over great still today.
Another local band called Prince Dubious goes on stage Saturday, April 22nd from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m. Their style is reggae and dubstep.
We'll probably play between 4 and 6 songs, and they're all covers of classic reggae tunes. So you'll hear songs that you recognize, and then there'll be our take on them.
The Venice Shark's Tooth Festival is open to the public and it's free. Reporting in Venice, Alex Vaughn, SNN, the Suncoast News Network.
The location of the festival is at Centennial Park, 200 West Venice Avenue. Again, open from 10 to 8 on April 22nd and 10 to 5 on April 23rd. Everybody, bring your air guitars. A Suncoast organization is helping those who are dealing with Parkinson's with a fitness class. NeuroChallenge Foundation offers free resources for people with Parkinson's and their caregivers. Today, they had their weekly Building Balance class.
Able to give the Parkinson's community free programming like the one today called Building Balance, which is an exercise program. And it's so super beneficial because it's going to improve the quality of their life.
The goal of the class, improve balance and prevent falls. Coming up on the evening edition, let's talk about all the money consumers are spending on subscriptions when we return.